Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Wray, first I want to say thank you for your testimony, and I want to thank you as well for your service to our country. Several years ago, as you might be aware, a young man named Elijah McClain died in Colorado, my state, after being placed into two chokeholds by police officers and then being administered ketamine by paramedics during an arrest. Nearly 1 year ago, on June 30th of 2020, the Colorado U.S. Attorney's Office, the Department of Justice, and the Denver Division of the FBI announced that in 2019 they had begun reviewing the facts of this case for potential federal civil rights investigation. And I'll quote from their statement. They said, quote, "The standard practice of the DOJ is to not disclose the existence or progress of investigations. However, there are specific cases in which doing so is warranted if such information is in the best interest of the public and public safety. Recent attention on the death of Elijah McClain warrants such disclosure," end quote. Given that statement, Director Wray, can you confirm whether the DOJ has opened up a federal civil rights investigation into this matter?
I would need to consult with the department about what information we can provide in response to that question, but I'm happy to have my staff circle back to you after we've done that.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Director Wray, and we'll follow up with your team. As I mentioned, Mr. McClain was administered the ketamine by EMS personnel. In your opinion, are there any acceptable non-medical reasons for law enforcement officers to administer or encourage attending EMS personnel to use sedatives or other medications to subdue a person under arrest?
I'm really not comfortable trying to answer a hypothetical that cuts across such a broad range of possible scenarios. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to decline to really offer much on that particular subject. I'm not sure I'm the right person to speak to it.
Well, I appreciate that, Director Wray. I'd simply say, in my opinion, it's not acceptable for law enforcement to administer EMS personnel to be administering ketamine to subdue a person under arrest outside of a hospital setting. And it's why we'll be introducing legislation to ensure that ketamine is used for medical purposes only and not as a tool of restraint. And we'll look forward to working with the FBI and other law enforcement agencies on that legislation.